Number 10. Meet Colette Moreno and Ashley Theobald. These two were on their way to Colette's bachelorette party, which took place in Kansas City, Missouri. They thought it would be a great idea to snap this selfie. However, not long after this well-known shot was taken, a pickup truck hit the Chevy Malibu that they were in with all of its destructive force. Allegedly, the driver lost control of his car because a passing car emitted a lot of fumes, causing him to have a sudden asthma attack. This is really a disturbing incident, which gives you no choice than to think a lot about your actions while driving. Number 9. This selfie was snapped by a famous Puerto Rican artist and musician named Jadil. He was able to upload this recognizable selfie to his Instagram account only a couple of moments before he suffered a fatal motorcycle crash in New York in 2014. It's definitely worth mentioning that this selfie had nothing to do with Jadil's tragic death. However, we just can't stop asking ourselves, is taking a selfie right before you start a journey a bad omen of some kind? It's just like we're sending an invitation to dark, brutal, and deadly forces to pay us a visit and make sure it's the last picture we ever take. Number 8. Jenny Riviera was a famous 43-year-old singer and songwriter in Latin America. In this photo, we can see her posing for a selfie, which turned out to be her last one. She was traveling with friends after attending a show. Very briefly after they took this selfie, a plane crash claimed their young lives. It was a private Learjet, which flew specifically for this occasion. Unfortunately, all 7 people on board quickly died. The crash proved almost no chances for survival because the plane was nosediving at more than 700 miles per hour at one point. Undoubtedly, this was an unusually violent incident even for the most extreme plane crashes. Number 7. In 2014, there was a disturbing report about an 18-year-old named Colleen Guerrez who tragically died after attempting to make a selfie while hanging from a door inside her bathroom. Yes, you heard that right. The story goes that this teen was a huge fan of taking selfies in unusual and quite outrageous places. This also includes a bathroom door of all places in the world she could have chosen. Allegedly, she posed on a door, fell, and violently struck her head on the toilet. The head injury caused her death because of the angle and devastating force of the blow itself. You don't have to worry. There's no way you could experience the same if you happen to slip in your own bathroom. However, this poor girl was challenging her bad luck in the worst possible way. Number 6. Our next story about deadly selfies includes a 21-year-old guy named Oscar Otero Aguilar who lost his life when he allegedly tried to take a selfie with nothing less than a gun. He was eager to take a picture with this gun for his Facebook profile in July of 2014. This Mexican gun lover accidentally shot himself in the head while taking the picture and sadly didn't survive. The story really sounds like any selfie enthusiast's worst nightmare. In one hand you're holding your camera, while in the other hand there's a gun. You plan to only use one of them, but the next thing you know, both things shoot. Number 5. On June 8th, 2014, India experienced the terrible Bias River tragedy. One of the most devastating and shocking consequences was associated with the 24 young engineering students and their local tour guide who were washed away after a massive and sudden release of water from the Largi Dam in the area of the Mandi district in India. To add to the misery for the victims' families and friends, this selfie of the cheerful and happy-looking group was all that was left of them before the tragedy was triggered by the giant wave of released water. What an unimaginable waste of so many young and promising lives. This is so terrible. Number 4. The shocking selfie death story is an illustrative example of just how dangerous things can really be in the Middle East. Mohammed Shah and his friends were ordinary guys who had posed for the group selfie photo when just a couple of seconds later a car bomb, which is originally designed to kill a high-ranking local politician, killed them all instead. The incident actually took place in Beirut, Lebanon in 2014. As you can see, they were just a couple of young people enjoying each other's company and nice weather. Who could have thought that this would be the very last thing they did together in their lives? Number 3. The story includes a 13-year-old girl with the name Karen Hernandez who actually wanted to make a selfie on the banks of local El Tunnel River in the area of Durango, Mexico. Unfortunately, she accidentally fell into the river and drowned. The firefighters were able to recover her bodies only a couple of days later. To this very day, it wasn't quite clear what went wrong in this situation. As you might have expected, there were quite a few speculations and rumors circulating amongst the locals in Karen and school friends. However, none of them could provide an acceptable explanation for this tragic incident, which claimed the life of this young girl. On the other side, there's something about nature that intrigues us to take eye-catching selfies near the shores, and especially around bridges. Do we really want people risking their lives just to take a cool picture? Number 2. In March 2014, a selfie photo was all that was left of a 21-year-old man who died in Jaén, Spain. Why did this story take the number 2 position on our list? Well, this poor guy really wanted to take a special selfie. This is why he climbed onto the top of a moving train to take it. This is definitely an extreme choice when it comes to selfies, isn't it? Can you believe this guy was literally electrocuted while attempting this? Where did he get this crazy idea to jump on a moving train? Maybe it's about time to do something about the overwhelming selfie mania, which claims more and more lives all over the world. A simple picture of an average smiley face is just not good enough. Your friends and loved ones are pushing you to go further all the time. Nowadays, you really need to do something crazy in order to impress your friends, even if it means to jump on a moving train. Number 1. Here's our top story from the list. However, we can't say it's a winner. Unfortunately, there are no winners on this list. Each and any of these people on here paid the ultimate price for his or her obsession with taking selfies. Yet we just didn't want to end this list in dark and depressing tones. We don't want to leave you thinking about the disturbing and shocking 14 deaths which left scary reminders after them. So how do you feel about a survival story for a change? These are 2 young girls who got their rare and priceless second chance, but let's see what they did with it eventually. There were 2 lovely and young Iranian women who were singing along to a song while driving. Sounds familiar? So what happens next? Well, these girls were occupied with the song on their car radio, including the additional activity of taking a selfie. So it was no surprise at all that all of these distractions caused them to crash. Luckily, both of them survived. Now the most logical thing for you to think is that these lucky girls learned their lesson. Oh boy, you're so wrong. They're obviously helpless selfie addicts. Why? Well, they even posed for both an ambulance and a hospital-based selfie afterwards. Can you believe it? After all they'd gone through, they had to take one more selfie. Seriously? How crazy would you have to be to do such a thing? Got an idea for a top 15 video? Be sure to submit it at top15s.net/submit. Be sure to subscribe for future videos. Thanks for watching.